Testing, 1 2 1 2. Testing. Can you hear me, Tom? This is Red All Over instant reaction after what was a very disappointing 2-1 defeat to Exeter City. So let's, as Josh says, get into it. Right, Craig, let's go. I mean, I've got to say the cliche of a tale of two halves, but I mean, were it ever more honest than a tale of two halves?
I think this has been the story of our season, just not turning it one. That was the worst half of football I've seen in many years. It was an abomination to watch. I mean, they even got booed off at half time. It was tragic. The fact is, we had no midfielders. We had to put McAtee in midfield or just in front of the other two, and it just didn't work in that first half. There was no way we couldn't put balls in over the top because we had no Connell to do that job. We couldn't run through midfield because Herbie Kane's not pitched to do that job. So we had no way of getting forward. We just had to hit it and hope. Hit it up to wings or hit it over the top, and that was his only way of trying to get into their final third. And they absolutely demolished us in that first half. And to see, and I'm really annoyed with Jack Aitchison, to be honest with you, because I like that kid when he was at this club. But to stand in front of fans like that, like he, and celebrate like he were hated here, and he was, you know, he got a lot of support, I thought, when he was here, and to celebrate like that in front of fans. You know, I really wish we'd have come back and won just for that, to be fair. Because I supported him and I gave him a lot of clout when he come. Because I thought he had a lot of work rate and a lot of endeavour. But going on to performances then, that second half, we had enough to win it. To completely honest, Cosgrove, if he'd have learned how to keep the ball down, that'd have been a goal. You know, we had a goal which I don't think were offside, but it was chalked offside. On it time that linesman lifted his flag up the whole game, because apparently they didn't get any offsides in that first half, which is absolutely shocking. But again, the right hand side of our defence is shockingly bad. I do not want to see O'Keefe start the next game, because I thought he was the worst player on the pitch. I really thought every time he touched the ball, it was to pass it back. It didn't look like he really wanted to play on the pitch. Mind you, half the players didn't look like it in the first half, to be completely honest. I want to see Lapata fetched in, and I want to see Dejivine play on that right hand side of the back three, and I want to see Williams back where he belongs, or fetch Pines in, because it's not working. Cadden, that first half, it was like he was away with fairies. He kept getting caught, and people were running past him, and he wasn't tracking them, and something clicked in the second half. He started performing a little bit better, but we can't. There's no way we're going up with performances like that, even if it is for one half. That was an absolutely shocking first half performance, and now we're ready for going home. You know, it's absolutely freezing out here, and that performance, I mean, that's not a champion's performance. And I think it just shows the holes in the squad, and we really need to do some business in the next 2 days, because if that's all we've got, it's not enough.
Okay, Josh, so let's start with the 11 that you started with. Do you think it was the right 11? I know retrospectively, but did you look at the 11 before the game and think that's fine, or were you concerned before the start?
I think when you look at players we've got available, obviously Herbie's out, Lucas coming back from injury, Phillips again, touch and go. Collins' hands are tied in a way. He's got to then bring someone who doesn't play central midfield necessarily into that role and come and do it. And it were either going to work perfectly or it weren't, and it didn't. And then there's always that of change it early, do it quicker, but then you've not got that time to convey your message across of what's going on necessarily, which I do agree with that, of wait till half time and get everyone together and then work out what's going to happen in the second half. And you can see it's worked. When you look at the second half, it's much better than the first. I think it's just one of those, it were either going to work or it weren't, and it didn't. But we changed it. Highlighted them issues, brought players off, brought players on, and everyone that came on to made a difference. Cosgrove in that second half, we had that focal point then to aim for, to bypass the midfield, because we can't play through it, as Craig said, we can't play through it the same without the usual three in which we have in there. So Cosgrove coming on makes sense to bypass the midfield, and then it allowed us just to get further and further up the pitch. The one thing that really irritated me is why on earth we didn't target their right hand side with Sweeney. He couldn't turn, he couldn't run. The one time in that first half he had to turn around and run, he fell over, and couldn't keep, because he did not want to run back towards goal with Devante, because it wasn't going to be good news for him. And why that weren't our game plan all game, are just shoving ball down that left hand side and letting Devante and or McAtee both close and press into that corner. I'll never know, because to me that was the most obvious thing to do in that first half.
And that's what they did to us, because 21 and 31, I think it was Rankine and Harper, they destroyed us in the first half by doing pretty much what you've just said to our right hand side.
Exactly. It irritating small things like that, which it could have swayed game. But the first goal for me, why John Russell hasn't headed that ball as it's there. It's there to be won. Just go and take charge of the situation. It doesn't matter where it goes. It goes out corner, front. I don't care. Just go and take charge of it, and we didn't. And just let Jack Aitchison walk through. And it's just such a soft goal to concede. And I feel like we concede far too many soft goals at the minute.
So before we pass to Andy, do you think there was a lot around, certainly where I was sitting, was saying that Connell should have come on earlier? We know he's obviously not fully fit in terms of his missed training this week through illness. What do you think? Should he have come on earlier?
I'm always an advocate for start with your best 11. I'd have started him. If he does break down or pulls up 20 minutes in, then we'll change it and readjust from there, rather than, because he's come on and game's gone. We're 2-0 down. He's got half hour, 25 minutes to come on and change it. And you could see as soon as he came on, the team just looked different. They're almost like a weight had been lifted off everyone, and then went, oh, Luke is here now.
We just became positive, didn't we? Yeah. I mean, his first two passes, we nearly scored from both of them.
Exactly. First ball he's come and played a 45-yard drilled ball that's perfectly to Adam Phillips' front. You're like, could have done with that in first half.
Yep. Right, Andy. Let's go to the second half, seeing as we've spoke about the first half. All right then. Well, let's start with the second half, and then you can go back to the first half. So second half, did we do enough to actually get something out of that game?
Yeah. I'm just hoping this microphone's working to make a nice change. Although in some respects it might have been a better thing for it not to work. I think they did a numbers on the first half. I think, Corey O'Keefe played really well midweek, whether he was at right wing back or in centre midfield. He played really well, and it weren't there for him today. He dropped off, as Craig said. It didn't work for him, but it did on Tuesday. And it didn't today. I don't know. Having such a battling display midweek to be so pappy in the first half. And let's be right, their big centre half, we played to his strengths, big high balls through to him. We've got Max Watters up there who weren't getting any balls that he needed, and just there was no point in him being there, not necessarily because of him, or maybe because their players were putting themselves about. Centre half, Tom Carroll in centre midfield, number 6, he just dominated the game. Jack Aitchison, I'm not sure how Jack Aitchison managed to score, because it was like, go on, are you going to shoot yet? Go and have a shot. That was just ridiculous. But you can't say they didn't deserve it. They deserved to be 2-0. We were lucky to be 0 in first half. We were that poor. And then he made some positive change in the second half. I don't know why Cosgrove didn't come on earlier, because he made a difference.
Or even start.
Bazza at right hand side. He might not know what he's going to do with ball, but he tries to do something with ball, and he gets people going and all that. So we're a lot better. And Craig's got it nailed on with not only could we have won, we should have won in the second half, as soft as it sounds, because we missed a myriad of chances there. Goalkeeper pulled off a few good saves. I thought he did his a number of times. He collected the ball and went down on the floor. I thought he's going to scuff his knees if he does it any more than that. But, skying over, I think McAtee put it over, so did, as he said, Cosgrove. They had some blocks, but we could have, as daft as we could have been 5-0 down at half time, we could have won it 6-5 in the second half. It were all up and up. We just knew it weren't going to happen. And with Craig, didn't look offside to me. I can't wait to see it replay, because it didn't look offside from where I were, but I'm as biased as hell from top of East Stand, so it might well have been 10 yards offside, but it were a goal. I don't care what ref says, it were a goal. And then we did manage to score, and it were all up and puff, and we had the chances. Connell so close, they were ping-ponging about in their penalty area, and sadly it just weren't to be, and we've lost ground because other people have gained ground and we've lost it. So it's a shame, particularly after what happened on Tuesday. It's a shame, but you can't just play half a game. They're number 31, I think lad that got on loan from Chelsea.
Yeah.
So to left back, left side of midfield.
Rankine.
I've not seen anybody as
Harper.
quick since Alan Smith went down wing with ball.
I think it was Rankine. He was.
So
I thought they both
it
played
was-
very well. Yeah.
And that first, they were just quicker. You know, they got second, but they were just quicker than us. We were lethargic. But we pulled it round and they started flapping and panicking and kicking it out. But they held on. They did what we did on Tuesday. They held on. And, you know, I remember somebody in the midweek show saying, Exeter, you said Exeter going in top 6 and taking Mickey out of me. Didn't you, Tracy?
I did. They're not good enough for top 6.
Didn't
though.
you, Tracy? That's what you were saying. I hope you're going to change your mind after that first half display. Cause
No,
all
we were
credit to
bad.
them.
We
They
were bad.
Excellent.
We were bad. They weren't that good.
No, I'm giving them some credit. They were excellent. I knew they were. Start of the season, I still think it. Good side, Exeter. Good luck for the rest of the season.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Right, Craig.
She won that, Tracy.
All right, Andy. All right, they're still not top 6. Right, Craig. So we've what 3 days of the transfer window left. What we're going to do?
Creative midfielder. Definitely need that. Even if it's a couple of loans, just for young players. We need some creativity. We need a bit of creativity from midfield as backup as well, because I mean, it's plain to see today we aren't as two creative players. We've got nothing really. We aren't Connell. I don't, you know. If he, you know, I'm dreading him leaving it somewhere because he's going to do if we don't get promoted. It's as plain as that. I'd like us to get a new right wing back. If they're not going to play Williams there, then get somebody that can play there. Because for me, Barry Cotter's way too inconsistent. He does do a job and he's a good value for 20k, whatever we spent on him. But for me, Corey O'Keefe we need stability in this team. We need players that are going to turn up every game, and we've got too many players that can't do that. They're either here for 2 or 3 games and then they're away for the next 3 or 4. You know, you need stability. You need some top players. Let's get some experience in. You know, some Championship players or Premier League players that aren't quite getting run at green, and they need I don't know, some minutes in their legs for the next 6 months. Get them in. You know, pay them, and you know, because that's it. Experience as well. That's another thing I think we lack. You know, I know you can say that young players can have experience and that, but there's not like a nice long career behind you that can give you that experience that you need. But yeah, we just need to fetch some players in. You know, I can't wait to see Pines come in, because I think he's going to alter our back three for the better. I really do. He's going to be that solid guy in the middle. But yeah, we clearly need something in midfield and something down that right hand side, because at the minute, like I say, it's just inconsistent.
Okay, thanks, Josh. So going forward, obviously we'll do the Bolton preview show. But what are your early thoughts about next weekend? After that,
It's a tough one. It depends. If we turn up for 90 minutes, it'll be a great game. But it just depends on that consistency in which we've got, as we've all mentioned so far. It's just it's so frustrating when you see a second half like that of, well, this would have been fine. If game starts like that, that's the big question I've got so far, is why can't we start games like that this season? We've struggled so much.
It looked like there was a lack of effort and a lack of endeavour in the first half. Do you think that was the case, or do you think it was complacency?
It's probably a little bit of both. I think the Oxford game might have taken a bit out, because even McAtee looked leggy towards the end of that first half as well. So it's probably a bit of Tuesday's hangover, and also the fact that we're playing a side who, up until probably today, joint second lowest scorers in the league, and you think, oh, we'll be alright defensively and we'll just score at some point. And I think it was a little bit of that. And then obviously there's the disjointed nature as well of the start level. We've not got usual players in there, and it showed. I think it showed as the game grew. When we did get closer back to that usual 11, we looked a little bit better and a little bit more consistent. So nervous for next Saturday, but again, I don't see Bolton as they're probably the one side that we're not actually competing with, because they've got 2 games in hand, and they'll be 4, 5, 6 points clear of us now. I think they're more or less going to be champions this season.
Okay, thank you. So Andy, before we go to your man of the match, final summing up. So if you could use the biggest cliche of the day, and it can't be a game of 2 halves, what are you going to finish with?
We was robbed. Will that do it?
That does it. I like it.
Can I just say this?
You can.
There is stuff to look forward to, because on Wednesday we're doing an away-end show with Bolton's The Fan Zone pod. Colin and Chris, I think it is. And because it was his 70th birthday yesterday, I'm dragging Smudger Smith in as well.
I mean, are we going to mention this is all his fault, or?
I am going to mention it's all his fault.
Yeah.
So Smudger Smith is going to be doing it with us, and then hopefully straight after that we'll be doing our own preview show, and then on Thursday, now that Craig's got his sem back and started to shake off the virus that he's had, and I'm glad you're back, Craig. Craig's doing their preview show of the match on Thursday, I think, Craig, isn't it? So it's going to be a
I don't know how positive I can be.
lull them. Be as negative as you want to be. Tell them that we can't stand it. We don't stand a chance.
I might have to have a few vodkas before and just be like, yeah, we'll do it, no problem, you know.
So there's 3 Red All Over shows coming Wednesday and Thursday. So it's not all doom and gloom.
I didn't say it were. So you've actually got a few cliches in there. So go on, man of the match today. Then, do you disagree with what Mile got it? Obviously, in the stadium.
In the first half, there were nobody to be man at match. In the second half, it's close, isn't it? There were a couple, but I think Miles is probably the one. He scored a decent goal. He set us up all up and put, but he went for it. I just wish when we get throw-ins, Bazza chucks them in and we all get excited. I've stopped getting excited because we all go up and we got big lads up and then we stand waiting for them to head it clear. And I think, challenge, gut at ball, get your head on it, anything. So it's Miles as good as anybody, yeah.
Okay.
It was a good goal. He took it well. And he kept it down, which is something that we didn't do for the rest of it.
Well, he certainly showed centre forwards how to finish, didn't he?
He showed lots of people how to finish, yeah.
Okay, Josh, man of the match.
I'll go MDG as well. I think even in that first half, he was the only one that seemed to show any fight and endeavour. When we just conceded the second, he made a pretty important challenge on the right hand side and turned around. And the only one that showed a bit of passion, everyone else just sort of turned to him and went, "All right, yeah, actually, there is standards that we should be in, and we're falling well below it." So yeah, I'll go MDG.
And are we blaming Alan for that loss?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Craig, blaming Alan for the loss?
Yeah, blame Al. Why not?
Man of the match, Craig?
DG. On it, guy. First half, that looked like he actually get a rats. Yeah.
Yep, I agree. So join us for what is a very, very busy week.
He cared. That's what I meant to say, Craig.
He cared. Mile cared.
Yeah.
So join us this week for a busy week in preparation for that big away game at Bolton next week. And it's just a bump in the road. We'll be back. You Reds!
The joys of being a Barnsley football fan. We have a team that it's got 2 or 3 key players missing today, and Exeter made us look like mugs in first half. They could have easily, if it weren't for our keeper, have been maybe 4-0 up, maybe. But we introduced 1 or 2 players in second half and we slowly but surely got ourselves back into the game. Although I didn't ever feel that we were ever going to get that second goal to really bring us back up into the second half. It was a much more even game. So,
hang on.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I don't know what's happened here.
Oh.
Sorry about that.
So, yeah, I think that's a fair result, to be honest with you. Yeah, 2-0 to that, 2-1 to them. But we tried battling back, but we just weren't good enough throughout the game. So, what do you expect? We need more players in, especially in creative midfield. Definitely.
Okay, I just want to say a couple of words. I'm just devastated that Donovan Pines didn't play. That was the reason that we lost the game. If he was playing instead of Shepherd, Callum Shepherd at centre back, we would have won the game. Devastated by the result. I'm quite disappointed that we didn't get a last minute winner, but I think the team played well in the second half, but the first half wasn't great. The first half really wasn't great, but thank you.
Devastated.
Cheers.